It is going down, guys. It is going down, baby. This is 99 Chevy Silverado. Looking sweet, looking sweet. And we're going to be doing some shock installations, some Bilsteins, but not just any Bilsteins. These full-on reservoir 516 0 series reservoir shocks. They're looking sweet. We're going to be doing an install video, so stay tuned, guys. This is going to be sweet. We're going to do also a test drive afterwards. Probably going to jump it, you know, pre-runner things now, because that's what it is. All right, guys, watch this. Look at that 37-inch roots. Hopefully those reservoirs can handle her. Okay, what you're gonna need from breaker bar, two 20mm sockets. It's worth mentioning that my shocks are aftermarket ones. They're pro comps. So if you're doing this off a stock 99 Silverado, I would say your bolts are going to be different. And follow me. For the top bolt, you're going to need one of these. This right here is a 19mm socket with, whoa, 2-foot extension. That makes it easier. You could do away without it, but if you look down there, the bolt is right there, surrounded by a whole bunch of brake lines. So if your brake lines aren't new like they are on this truck, these are brand new brake lines, you're going to have a little harder time because you don't want to break your rusty ones if you touch them. You know how fun that is to deal with. So I would say do that, but I'll show you guys taking these nuts off. So all hooked up, ready to go. A little hard to see in there. Okay. And go. Dang it, we need to turn the air on. So my bolt didn't come out. It actually is going to be kind of in there until we take it out of its little hat right here, and it's going to be pretty much in there. So next bolt is that one to come off. Sorry about the ugga of the air compressor going off, guys. Also important to note, when you're working in the winter time, like you are right here, and there's little icicles on your truck, those water puddles on there aren't just water, they're salt. So don't leave any of your sockets sitting in there or they will get rusty, break, and probably kill somebody. So don't do that. Guys, that extension made things so much more easier. Look how lazy you can be about it. Go some uggas here. So put your ear protection on, guys. If you're watching this on your laptops. Look at that. It's being uncooperative. The whole shock is spinning in there. Now you're like, whoa, whoa. I didn't see that on any other videos that I watched on YouTube. It's spinning? No way. That's because we live in the dirty, dirty, dirty north where they put salt and stuff that kills your vehicles. It makes everyone cry. Sorry about that bad angle there. So, you're like, how do I get it off? How do I get it off? Well, I'm about to show you guys. Okay, guys, here it is. Vice grips. But you don't want to put them right on your brake line because that'll kill it. I don't know if you can see in there a little bit. This vehicle's been oiled. So there's oil and everything. That's why you see a little bit of oil on my brake line there. But it's right up against the housing for the brake line right there. The little metal bracket that touches it. There's not going to be that much force on here. I change these shocks out like every other day. So on this truck, because I'm an off-roader, you know, so trust me, it'll be somewhat okay doing this. You'll be fine, hopefully. All right, I'll show you taking them off. Hey guys, it's worth mentioning there that even though I said you could have it up against that brake line, I don't recommend you don't have any hands on the vice grips because there is a brake line there. Brake lines are delicate, especially if they're rusty, so be very careful that you don't just spin it off and hit the brake line, because that's not ideal to do. We'll be creating a pretty big project, flanging and bleeding brakes. Not fun when you just want to install some shocks and jump crap. So, we continue. The shocks. The old Pro Comps. These guys probably don't have that many miles on them. I would say probably like 15,000 miles, and I got them 2015. So they're about 4 years old. I ran them through the salty winters, and that's why they look all mangled and rusty, as you can tell in the boots. They're all dry rotted, so not the best shocks. I didn't pay a lot of money for them. They came from Summit. They're about $50 each, but let's continue on our quest. So we'll pop this bolt out now. One that I put the nut on so you don't lose it. Now my new shocks came with new nuts for the top bolt here. They're a little funky on a Silverado. They don't like the stereotype. And then here's the bolts. Pull it out. And you want to carefully pull out your shock. There's the old guy. There she is. Alright, so we'll get the new one. It's worth noting, I ordered these shocks. These are not stock ones like I've been saying. They're ones for a 2.5-inch lift. But I was going to show you how easy these guys go down. They're not even that old. They're Pro Comps. But you can push it down easily with one hand. Easily. And they don't come back up by their own or anything. Not the best shock. You know, they weren't that cheap. $50. But let's show you the new fellows. The Pro Comps, which won't even fit in the shot here. But, here, I'll move the camera. I'll try and push these down. You can't do it. I'm not the biggest dude in the world, but not the lightest. And I can't do it. I only weigh 140 pounds. I basically had both feet up on here pushing, so more than that preload on those guys, so it's a serious shock for jumping and whatnot. Other thing worth noting about my vehicle is this upper control arm, A-arm, whatever the kids be calling it, is not stock either. It's a tubular one. It's a little more beefy and you get a little more angle. If you're doing a torsion key lift, it helps restore drive shaft angles for the CV joints. And that's about all I really got going on up here that's worth mentioning right now. So, without further ado, we'll put them in. And that should be fun. Okay guys, so this is the part. I got all the new hardware for this shock that we're going to use. Sorry about that. In this bag right here. Rubber bushings, got that. This is the time if you want, if you live in the north, or you're probably going to want to do this, hit stuff with anti-seize. There. Ooh, sorry. There. And that bolt right there. I'd hit that with some more anti-seize. Stop things from rusting. It's bad. And these are to mount the reservoirs. You can't see it that well. I apologize. But I'm going to show you how to put this shock in, and I'm going to show you where I mounted my reservoir to make it look freaking cool. And to jump stuff. Also worth noting, put this little bushing, you put the little washer, did I forget the official name of it on there? Like that. And then a little bushing on top of it. And then push this down. I'm not going to show all of this. You get the idea. You push that down, and then you compress the shock, and you put the other one facing the opposite way. I'll show you here in a second. The other one. Where's the danger? That's where the danger is. So I just compressed it up against my steel bumper that I made with a floor jack, and I threw some zip ties around it to compress it. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it over, and I'll pound the 2 bolts in, and I'll let her up, and I'll show you guys that whole process to the best I can. But where's the danger? Okay, this far away angle will have to work here. I know it's not the best, but drop her in. Okay guys, I positioned it in there. I didn't bolt anything down. I'm about to cut the zip ties after I bolt everything down. So here it is. Free-forming around. There it is. It's in there with the zip ties. I'm going to stick that bolt in there and then zip tie it down. Okay guys, I got it in there. I didn't film it because it didn't show up that great. There's no good way. But You stick it in there and it's flopping around after it's all compressed with zip ties, and you're still bumper trick. Hashtag David Fryburger. So I'm about to put those 2 bolts in there. The bolt at the bottom. Sorry, 2 bolts. Bolt at the bottom, and then another at the top. And I'm going to show me doing that step by step. But I just had it sitting in there, and you can move it around. So, got anti-seize all over my camera. All right, here we go. You can kind of see it. It's right there. It needs bolted in, or I took the bolt out. That'll be easy enough to explain. Okay, so we'll move the shock. Spins around. We're gonna hit our bolt. A little bit of anti-sauce. Boom. That is in there. And we're gonna put the bolt in the same way that you saw. So it looks all neat. When you jump it over. Stop. Okay guys, I didn't film me getting most of the shock in, I know. That's because there was no good angle to get. I'm sorry I keep moving the camera, but we're going to take a look at it. I got the 2 bolts in. It's still zip tied, which I showed you with my trick of doing that when there's no hope of compressing the shock by hand. If you're a skinny fellow or whatever, I don't want to discriminate. So there it is. I just have the bolt in there right now. I need to tighten it down and then I'm going to torque spec it down to the tight spec of freaking tight, because America. Woo! Yee yee! Oh, he's going to go off the ratchet. It's hard to hold the camera and do everything at once. Okay, it's time to cut the coveted zip ties. Probably not too successfully because this knife isn't that sharp. And then they'll shoot up with any amount of luck. And shot up in there. And I'll show you what to do next. Stay tuned. Next is put the bushing on. This rubber bushing right here goes on top of the shock, which you cannot see. That's why I'm talking about it right now. Like that, and then this metal washer, and then the nut go on there like so. I'm not going to show me doing this part because I can't film, there's no room. But that's what you do. I'll show you when it's all done. Okay guys, let me take a look here. So there it is. Right, you can see my right there. That's the bolt. And a little washer and the nut on the hat there that mounts the shock. And there it is. You can see a little better here. And it's all in and installed. Your zip ties will pull out here in a little bit. I still got them. They'll just slide out. No issue right there. And I'm going to show you how to mount this. And where I mount it. Where I prefer to mount it. Where I think you should mount it. If you live in the desert, you could probably mount this down here, but I wouldn't if you live in the north and you plan on using it in the winter. But it's your life. But I'm going to show you where I mounted it. Okay guys, I got visual aids for us here. So this is the kit that Bill's team gives you, Bill 9. Billows. Alright, put that there. Here's the shock. And that goes here. It's kind of hard to hold the camera. And then you put these 2 hose clamps around that underneath it, and you drill holes or bolt that to your frame, however have you. But I don't have enough room to do that. Plus, I bought this on a discount rack at Summit for really cheap, so I had to improvise for my driver's side. And I'm about to show you that. Okay guys, so here's the mount I made. What is that? It's glowing red. It's an exhaust hanger. Part number 35629. And that is what I used to mount the shock. I'll show you a picture of it, and then we'll do the other side. Wait a minute. You guys should do the other side. That's a better idea. This video is kind of long anyways.